Lila Elvira Hakala, and I am Jeremy's great-grandmother.
I'm Mel Patterson. I happen to be very lucky to have a grandson.
I'm Lonzie Patterson, and I'm married to this young man's great-grandmother.
My name's Gary Estes, but nobody knows me about that. My granddaughters call me Pokey.
I'm Joyce, and Jeremy is my grandson.
I'm Bob Ashcraft, Jeremy's grandfather.
I'm Jeremy's grandma. I guess I'm going to adopt Morgan too, and I'm going to be her grandma.
I'm Trudy. I am Jeremy's mama.
Bob Ashcraft, Jeremy's dad.
I am Tammy, and I am Morgan's mom.
Brian Estes, I'm her daddy.
My name is Erin, and I'm Morgan's sister, and I'm the matron of honor.
My name's Barrett Mann, rolling the weigh-in's best man.
I am Haley Bryant, and I am Morgan's maid of honor.
I am RJ Ashcraft, and I am Jeremy's brother.
My name is Chelsea Helton, and I'm a bridesmaid.
I am Chase, Jeremy's childhood friend, grew up playing basketball together, and I am a groomsman.
My name is Amanda, and I am a bridesmaid in the wedding.
Well, my name is Steven Zimmerman, and I'm obviously the flower girl.
My name is Heather Ashcraft, and I'm a bridesmaid.
My name is Robert Ivkovich, and I'm one of the groomsmen.
I am Mackenzie, and I am the flower girl.
I am Patrick Campbell, and I am an usher.
My name is Tyler Randolph. I am Morgan's brother-in-law, and I'll be an usher at this Ashcraft wedding.
I'm Michael and I'm Tammy Condit.
I know Morgan through Jeremy, actually.
Jeremy introduced me.
I know Morgan Estes through Jeremy Ashcraft.
Morgan is my cousin.
She is my first or second cousin. What is she? First cousin.
I went to school with Morgan ever since I moved down to Tennessee.
I met Morgan through Erin, her sister. We met at the BCM, and I moved in with the Esseses about 4 years ago.
Morgan is my sister. She is my best friend.
She's my best friend, and oh gosh, I'm gonna cry. I don't know what I would ever do without her.
Everybody on earth ought to have somebody that's the world's worst nightmare. And Morgan tells me she is my worst nightmare. Bless her heart, she was born about 75 years ago.
There's no one else like her on this planet.
Morgan's got a sweetheart, such a sweet spirit. She's got a servant's heart.
And she's a very lovely young lady.
I think she's wonderful. I like her. She's real good, Morgan is.
Oh, I think she's beautiful. She's got a good passion for food, for people, and she'd go a long ways in the medical field.
I mean, she's obviously very caring and generous, and that power that she possesses of being just a kind human being is what attracted Jeremy to her.
You still like that, Jeremy?
I know Jeremy because we grew up together.
I met Jeremy through work a couple years ago here at Jupiter Entertainment.
I remember him in elementary school. He had really blonde hair and a bowl cut.
There's been someone helping Brian on a cottage out back of the house here. I found out that was Jeremy. I also found out that was Morgan's fiancée, and I began to think, oh, I hope he's all right.
I know Jeremy. He is a fan of ponies and rainbows.
Oh. Jeremy.
I thought he was crazy. He seemed really funny.
I know Jeremy through my good friend Chase Lorenz. They've been friends for many more years than I've known Jeremy. And he introduced me to Jeremy, and he was a very, very interesting fellow.
I think Jeremy's a nice guy. He's a gentleman, very polite, takes care of Morgan. He's a hard worker. Seems like he loves the Lord. And he loves my doggies.
Oh.
Morgan and Jeremy met through, I want to say, Facebook.
I think they might have met, like really met in high school maybe.
You met on Facebook. No, you've known each other for a really long time.
I heard they met on Facebook.
Facebook?
I don't know if it was through Facebook. I don't know too much about the
This can be funny, isn't it? Is it still filming?
Their first date, I'm pretty sure, was
That's an interesting question.
pumpkin carving at her house.
For Halloween, I believe I think they carved pumpkins.
Jeremy and Morgan's first date was carving pumpkins with Morgan's family.
What she said.
When she first started talking to Jeremy, she said, Jeremy Ashcraft is coming over tonight. I said, why? And she was telling me that he was going to come carve pumpkins.
This is a very nice guy. She really enjoyed that pumpkin carving festival in the backyard. She had a good time with it. She liked you.
Morgan told me not too far into the relationship that she could see herself with Jeremy forever.
Morgan used to say to me that she thought she and Jeremy were going to be married because everything fit and Jeremy always took care of her and he loved the Lord, which was very important. And she told me that there was a point in time when she just knew.
Jeremy and I went to dinner and we got to talking, and just out of the blue he's like, how do you know if you found the one? And it just caught me off guard and I was like, found the one what? And then that's when he said, well, I think I found the one that I want to marry.
And I saw him come across the yard and I knew it was coming. So it wasn't a big surprise. He's a gentleman about it. And I was impressed the way he asked me. So I gave him permission. I shook his hand. I said, thank you for approaching me like you did, and I appreciate you coming to me and talking to me about it.
But I cannot believe he proposed on April Fool's Day.
Jeremy and Morgan got engaged on April Fool's Day.
I think it was April 1st.
Jeremy proposed to Morgan on April Fool's Day.
April 1st. Oh.
Jeremy and Morgan got engaged on April 1st.
On Halloween night.
Well, you probably sat there and said, would you marry me? And I guess that was it.
Jeremy proposed to Morgan at the waterfall. The Ozone Falls.
He's going to take her to Ozone Falls, under the waterfall. And they were going to go on a Sunday. And he told me about, he was going to take his Bible and put the ring in the Bible, and it was so sweet.
And he proposed with the Bible, with Ruth, a verse in Ruth 1:16.
So how did Jeremy and Morgan get engaged? Well, they went to Ozone Falls, and Jeremy told Morgan to go have a seat while he got his camera and stuff out. We know that Jeremy loves his camera, so he just wanted to record some stuff that's going on, and obviously Morgan didn't know the event was about to take place, but he told her to go sit down, and he went to go get the Bible, went to go get the ring, and he came back, and after it was all over, the camera just stopped working, and so he didn't get any of the footage. It was all, it was all messed up. He didn't get the footage, but they got engaged, so that's the most important part of the day at Ozone Falls. So after Morgan and Jeremy got engaged, there was no reception for cell phones to work at Ozone Falls, and Morgan was so excited that there was a couple passing by, and Morgan, being an excited, energetic person that she is, jumped up and showed them the ring, said, we're engaged, and they said, take our picture, take our picture.
That's out of a Nicholas Sparks book, man.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You just made that up.
No, I did not. I promise I didn't.
My favorite memories with Morgan would probably be the ones like when we're laughing about Lacey, you know, my daughter, which is the flower girl in the wedding.
My favorite memory of Morgan is probably when she was, I'd say about 3 or 4 at our old house. She took off running down the hallway and flipped over the chair, and all I could see was her feet, and she was laughing.
She's gonna kill me. We were swimming at the West Shore pool, and we were probably middle school, 8th grade, maybe, and she got water in her nose, okay, up her nose, and she came up like sputtering, coughing or whatever, and I was like, what's wrong with you? And she says, I got water up my anal passages.
One time that she was running down through the swing when she was just real little, and I just, that kind of sticks out in my mind. I just said, Lord, thank you for this moment with her. She was just barely running at the time. She ran down to the swing, and I was on the hill up there watching her. I kind of said, God, thank you for this moment right here. I wish it'd last forever.
I gave birth to her. That's a pretty good memory. I got lots of memories. Can't pick one. I guess one of my favorite memories of Morgan is watching her and Aaron play together when they were little, and just thinking about what the future held for them.
I think it's kind of a joke myself too, but whenever I first met Morgan, she came to Aaron's apartment in Cookeville, and we were watching a movie, and Morgan asked the question, what are you guys? And Aaron looked at me, I looked at Aaron, and all I could say was, Morgan, you're making my legs sweat. I'm just nervous right now. So that is probably my fondest memory of Morgan as this.
And I'm not sure that's my favorite, but years ago, when they were both small, about alongside, Aaron had a little pink electric car. And it wasn't necessarily my favorite because I was afraid she was going to get hurt. But Aaron took off across the yard. Morgan wasn't ready to go, and Aaron was dragging Morgan across the yard.
Oh wow, my favorite memory of Morgan, that's a hard one. There's so many. I used to always go to Aunt Tammy and Uncle Brown's house, and we used to always play either house or school or Barbies, and I'm the oldest, so I would always be the one in charge.
My favorite memory of Morgan is the night that we thought someone was breaking into the house, and she was crawling on the floor like Rainbow with a crutch.
Well, there's too many lists. What's my favorite memory of Jeremy? Oh, maybe the time that I walked in the room and found him eating dog food and feeding the dog his milk bottle. Or maybe the time my good friend in the Navy threw him up into a ceiling fan. Or maybe the time that he wouldn't leave his shoes out in the car when he was 2 or 3 years old until they got out in the hot Florida sun one day and said, hot, hot, shoo, shoo.
We have the ceiling fan incident. We have the hot, hot shoo, shoo in Georgia incident. We have the dog food incident. We have, well, the ninja incidences with your brother and your sister, just to name a few.
One of my favorite memories would have to be when we were still in school and we had missed the bus. So Jeremy's just like, go ahead and run up the hill to get the bus. And I get to the top of the hill, I turn around, and the next thing I know, here comes Jeremy running up the hill with 2 waffles in his hand and having a bite every time he was like running.
There was a guy lived down the street named Johnny, and a little turd of a kid. Anyway, so we'd go outside and just holler at his house, act stupid, throw rocks, do whatever, you know, kids do. Well, his dad came out wielding a shotgun. And so we all take running down in this embankment. And we're all laughing and, you know, joking around and having fun, completely oblivious to the fact that said dad had a shotgun. Well, Jeremy decided to hang out a little bit, you know, past us. We abandoned Jeremy, great friends we are, but little do we know, as running up a hill, Jeremy, going 80 miles an hour, is running, like, knocks us out of the way. And as he's passing us, he screams, he has a shotgun. And we see said dad running behind us with a shotgun. Well, we decided to cut all in the woods, get lost, run through. I mean, didn't we run into barbed wire or something?
Favorite memory of Jeremy? Goofing off in the back of Buddy's barbecue, making shields out of cardboard and sword fighting.
Probably my best and most fondest memory of him is the time he took an oatmeal bath at the beach. Now, we don't really know what happened. It was either a giant mosquito or a bunch of poison ivy, but there was a giant lump and it needed to go away. So we built a giant mini pool full of oatmeal, and he pretty much just swam in it.
Favorite memory is when we took him to Williamsburg and he found his other mother. We went to Colonial Williamsburg, and they had a place set up with a lady, and she was doing the history and what the children would, the slave children would have to do, and what they called their mothers and what they liked to eat. And she happened to pick Jeremy as her subject. And she was his mother. And his brother and sister teased him for at least 2 years after that, saying, "Who's your mama?"
My advice, always keep God in the center. Never go to bed mad. Talk everything out, be honest. Spend a lot of time together, but allow each other to have their time with their friends.
Pretend it's a 50-50 marriage. You both do things together all the time. And, you know, if you ever have any arguments, just try and settle them.
Well, advice I would give to a young couple is that they should listen to each other, and if one disagrees, which they will, they should try to talk it out and come to some kind of understanding, because neither one of them are always right.
Discuss everything. Don't make your own decisions without discussing it with Morgan, or vice versa.
Too much to list.
90-10. Maybe Morgan should have 90% and you can... I'm just kidding you.
Never pretend it's okay if it's not. And always resolve your conflicts before they head south.
Don't change. You guys are both great people.
My advice, marital advice for the couple, would be, I guess, communication.
Keep God first in your relationship. Always be honest with each other. That's very important. Always be honest and upfront with each other.
Never, ever stop loving each other.
Don't take everything that the other person says so seriously and to heart, because the other person may be joking, or you know each other, but there's a lot more that you're going to learn about each other, you know, the longer that you're married to each other, and you can't take everything so serious. You know, just have fun and just love each other.
As long as you have God first, then there's not much that will go wrong.
She's always right. Even when she's wrong, she's always right. You want to watch football one day and she tells you have something else to do, she's right.
For Jeremy to understand that Morgan likes to be right about a lot of things, even though she's not sometimes, she likes to think that she is. So maybe let her be right a couple times, and maybe for her to let Jeremy be right a couple times.
My final advice is don't forget an anniversary.
As a couple, you'll have your differences. You talk to the Lord about your differences, and have good communication between each other and work your all those differences out and problems. As long as you all can talk about everything and you all can get through anything.
What kind of marriage advice do I have for you guys is something I've learned very fast. Is always put Christ first in a relationship. Always put Him first in your life. All that you do. One day, if the Lord bless you with children, put Christ first. Teach them, raise them up in the way they should go, and they won't depart from it. And never go to bed mad. Always joke about the things you can joke about, but still be serious about the things you have to be serious about.
Share and don't keep secrets from no one. Be nice to each other. That's it.
It's like, now we're talking.
He talks so good about Morgan, Jeremy does. He really praises her. She's a good girl.
I think Morgan did good. I think Jeremy did better.
I don't know what I would ever do without her, and I'm really excited that she's marrying Jeremy, and I'm really proud. And
She's quite the spitfire, though. If you make her mad, you should watch out.
And there's rumors. There's, you know, what people talk about, just how he was riding a horse one day and...
Abel first.
There goes the robot.
I'm Jeremy's grandma. I'm supposed to be the better child.
He's the good child.
Continue the whole
I'm not saying that.
Well, you know, how I feel about him being my brother is, you know, as any siblings, we have our ups and downs.
Jerry loves to burn things. He was out from this house at a burn spot we have. He was burning old carpet. And I mean, his eyes were lit up big time. And you could see him start twitching, just like burning, and smoke started. But anyway, being carpet, the smoke coming off the carpet burning was black. Well, I told Jeremy, I said, Jeremy, I don't like that black smoke. And I don't know how he thought quickly as he did, but he did a great job. He said, we'll paint it. My feelings were hurt bad for about a week, but I got over it.
Quit playing with fire. Oh, sorry.
Jeremy dropped a one-liner that was the one-liner to end all one-liners, and ever since then it's been great.
I don't know why we're whispering. They're trying to tell me things and I don't quite understand. Like, he's got a piece of paper with all the answers and I don't get to see the answers. This is unfair.
I think they have a wonderful future together. Yeah, I do. Where is he?
Yeeps.
Okay.
Carving pumpkins at
I
more.
don't even remember my own first date, so how am I supposed to remember yours?
Oh, no. Oh, you are so dead.
Actually, I do remember.
Okay, well, when he was running for homecoming king, and his sister came up to Morgan and asked to donate, and she said no. And later on, she told me it was because she thought he was a big jerk.
Oh, well, I haven't actually met Morgan because someone has yet to introduce me to her. Jerk.
Mayor.
What kind of question is that?
Are you recording?
No.
You are
This is
too.
a practice run.
You're recording. Yes, you are. You're
Actually,
recording.
I got to tell you that I went up to see this young man, Jeremy, when he was born in New York. So you must not discover him a Southerner, because he's a Yankee, because he was born in Ohio, in New York, and was very proud of him. And he was a cute little old buster, just like he is now. So I don't think I'll come back and PS anymore.